Somebody's got to do the intro.
I gotta sit up.
You gonna do it, Zoe?
I guess.
Yeah, you can do it.
I think I did it the one time.
You got it.
You got this.
Whoa. Are we live?
We are.
Yes,
we
we are live.
golden. Hello, gals, pals, and squirrels, or whatever the fuck we want to call people. Hello. Welcome to our Monday night chats. Don't bother with the heat. We all know that it's hot.
Zoe's sweating her ass off.
I am sweating my fucking ass off. It is like 85 degrees in my house right now.
I would die. I would die.
Like there's a walking from upstairs to downstairs is a significant temperature drop. That shouldn't be possible. But we have our friend Joe. We have our friend Kristen.
That's me.
And then we have me. And then we have who is Zoe. And then we have Natalie, who's hopping in right now.
Sorry, my computer's taking forever.
Now hold on. Let me see if the magic continues. And now we have Jen. No, didn't work this time.
What are our topics tonight? Do we know?
Not a clue. I didn't look.
They're the ones you gave us. So they are
gaming wins though.
Hold on. What's our topics?
Our topics are. Let me open our Discord and read it.
I forgot.
Earlier. I also forgot.
Yeah, we suck.
No, we're not.
Just shoot the shit.
It's Monday.
Our topics are how to start a new table.
Oh yay! Who wrote that?
And then scaling combat.
Oh, why did I pick hard topics? I was so full of life earlier.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Your topics are the ones you picked up.
You were on a roll. You're like, oh, we should do this.
And I took a nap, and then changed. So there's that. I'm done now. I don't know what day it is. Do we have gaming wins though? I lied. I have 3.
You have 3? Holy cow!
Go ahead. I'll tell you in a minute. Who's first? Natalie, you got one?
Oh yeah, I got one. Sort of. I got this a bit ago, but I just got it finally framed. My brother got this for me.
Oh, that's so cool! Is that Deathclaw?
It's a Deathclaw, and it's the scientific, you'd find in a textbook.
That's badass.
And
where did you get that?
Adding internet somewhere. I'm assuming Etsy. But yeah, just adding to my Fallout horde of nonsense.
Nice.
Bet I'm not writing it down right now.
And then we're gonna see that Kristen has hers next week.
I can text him and see where he actually got it.
Please, and then let me know. So
yes,
there's no shame here. Oh God, but Zoe, do you have any gaming ones?
I've been playing a significant amount of Mass Effect 2. It is slowly taken over my life. It is now all I can think about and all I want to do, and so it's a problem.
It's not a problem.
It is when you're on summer vacation and you have stuff that you need to accomplish before the school year starts, so that I don't get overwhelmed.
No, you just started summer vacation. You have plenty of time.
Oh, no, I don't. I really don't, because it is the 23rd and I start doing stuff August 6th. So
you have a whole month.
Yeah, I don't got the time.
I used to work in the school district. I feel that. That sucks. Joe, do you have gaming one?
I played Rifts and it was fun.
That's it? It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they got into a lot of shenanigans. None got captured, and they have to try and save her. Yeah, they killed a bunch of stuff. They're about to kill a whole bunch more, and they have pretty much just been little murder hobos the entire time. So
that's how they do.
Yep.
That's how they do. Okay, mine. Started playing BG3 with a group of 3 other friends, so there's a full party of us.
Oh,
very nice.
It's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun, actually. And it kind of renewed my love of co-op playing. So that is... Because, with Fallout 76, it's not co-op. It's definitely...
No.
Unless you have, an actual group of friends that you just want to play with, but it adds, no gameplay.
No.
Challenge. No.
But we've been really good at our. We finally figured out how to mostly balance our party, I think. And last night we were in a battle, big battle, and somebody used Void Bulb, and it pulled all of them in. It was really cool. That was fun.
Where are you currently?
We are in the Goblin Castle.
Oh yeah. Word to the wise, poison them.
Oh yeah, what? We've all several times, so we're trying not to metagame.
I was one of those nincompoops that did not know that you could poison them.
You can,
and I slaughtered all of those bitches.
No, we had so much more fun killing people. No, and I'm learning a lot about the game with these people that have played through several more times than I have. And I'm like, oh, that's a good way to handle that. I just kind of went in scorched earth. That maybe would have not been as diplomatic.
And then I found out, like, someone who was playing, they did a fun thing where they made a wet team where everyone got everyone wet, and then they used cold damage on everybody because cold doubled your wet.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
And I was just like, immediately, I was just like, but what if we electrocuted them?
There's Zoe.
I was taking a step too far.
You know, on our tabletops, you're never the murder hobo.
No, so one time I can't play magic users because I find loopholes for everything. So for instance, I intimidated someone so badly they peed their pants, and then I electrocuted them, and I got double damage.
Jesus Christ, Zoe.
Killed them.
That is impressive. I am impressed by you. And
I literally found a way to kill people with cows by dropping them at their max velocity or whatever the fuck it's called.
Love it.
We're gonna have to come back to that.
Yeah.
You can't just say that and then leave it there. But look at my D20.
Yeah. I can't do. Ooh, what is that?
D20, a Cthulhu one.
Oh, I love it.
Whoa.
And it spins so smooth.
Yeah,
all the numbers are right here.
I legitimately would be playing with it.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be used properly.
It's on my desk. And then Corbin will walk by and he'll just spin it. It'll spin forever because it's so smooth. And then my third gaming win is look at my new coloring book.
Ooh.
So I had a pretty good day because I told you my friend bought the gaming store. So I went to see him and he wasn't there. So I spent a bunch of money in his store and then was upset because I didn't get to see him. But I bought that and it was
spread the love.
It's nice. I like it a lot.
No.
That's all I got. Cow.
I mean,
I'm so hot.
Me too. Like I'm sitting here and I'm just like,
you can't see on camera. Stop it.
I'm dying.
No sweating on camera.
Like it is so hot. Will told me he's like, we're not allowed to cook for the next couple of days because we don't want to make the house any hotter.
My husband and I got takeout tonight for that exact reason.
Like it is like I need to find a way to do like a internal temperature of our upstairs versus our downstairs.
They make thermometers for that.
I have like a thermometer that goes under your tongue.
They make ambient thermometers.
Okay, I gotta see if I can find one at like Walmart. Like I am so tempted to literally just go to like a Walmart and just wander the halls just so that I can have air conditioning.
You can come here.
I could, but I'd have to hop on a plane.
Which has air conditioning.
Yeah, but airplane seatbelts don't like me.
Airplane seatbelts don't like anybody.
They're
like
awful.
I legitimately, I'm gonna be real. The last time I got on a flight, which was last year to go to Gen Con, it didn't fit the one time. I started crying, and my friend was like, "Do you want to get the seatbelt extenders?" And I said, "Dear God in heaven, no!" I started crying. I was like, "No, please don't. I can make it fit." And I like sucked my stomach and I like strapped myself in there because I was not dealing with that shit. So now I'm like, we're not flying, we're driving everywhere.
I can map you a route with all kinds of scenery.
That would be nice.
And you can stop at Buc-ee's.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, I love Buc-ee's.
I have been told so much about this magical Buc-ee's.
All right. So topics.
Faded
And it glows
buttons
in the
on my
dark.
phone.
It glows in the dark. I have all seasons. I have Easter. I have 4th of July. I have all kinds of stuff.
God.
Sorry.
Yeah, Joe's
Anyway.
trying to get us back on topic
Sorry,
as
Joe.
we wander.
Topics. Should we start our first topic?
Sure. Do you have an opinion?
Do I have an opinion
Yeah.
on starting a new group? Start as many groups as you
Wait, how
can.
do you start?
I don't know. I
No.
only start groups with friends.
The way I did it, I don't know if that was a smart way. I mean, I got you guys, so I guess it works. But
How
Not
about
the
you go
smartest,
start
not the
with that?
dumbest.
I mean,
Only a little risk.
Mhm.
of course, I only played like 3 sessions of like D&D or 7th or anything ever total before I decided I was going to GM. So I just kind of dove in head first. And fuck learning game mechanics. We're just going to figure it out. But no, like, I took a chance on the Fallout boards and was like, maybe somebody will want to be my friend. I don't know. But I don't know where Zoe, where did I find you?
Okay, so this is
I know where I got them.
This is the fun story. So I was in a D&D group, and the person who was in charge at the time and the person who ended up taking over, I wasn't feeling the vibe. And I was just like, man, like, this is like the 3rd D&D group that I've joined in on, where like I've had so many, like I could do a whole topic on the horror stories that I've had with like groups. And so I went into a D&D women's group on Facebook, and I was like, guys, like, am I the problem here? Because I keep finding issues, and I like list off like what all the problems were, and I was just like, am I like overreacting to this? And then the way
That was
I
me.
think Kristen legitimately commented underneath, fuck them, come and play pirates with us. And I was like, I liked the comment, and then you DM'd me,
I
and
did.
you were like, hey, do you want to join? I'm starting this pirate group with a couple of my friends. It's
I
going to be
forgot
you
about
and this
that.
one girl to start off with, just to see if you like it. But then I have my friend Sean and my friend Matt, and I was like, okay. And
No, at first she's like, I don't know if I had the time. I'm like, you do. Come play.
yes, because I teach in a different state than where I live, and so it was exhausting for the first like few years until I figured out a system. But like, legitimately, we haven't played in that group for what, like a year or 2 now, and I miss it more than anything.
I know. I need to start it back up once my life.
I miss it more than anything, and that's how I found Kristen. And then
I forgot about that.
yeah, straight up, I was like, guys,
It's
Just
like
collecting all of us on the
Well,
internet.
so what were these horror stories so that people who are
Yeah.
starting new groups can
okay.
avoid?
So the first D&D group that I ever joined in on, I used to work at a bookstore, and one of the people that they hired was a DM.
Bookstore to teacher pipeline is real.
Bookstore to
Oh.
teacher pipeline is so real. So I was working at this bookstore while I was in college, and this guy they hired while I was away at college because I transferred between stores, and he was at my home store, and he's like, hey, I'm into D&D. And all of us were like interested in wanting to join. I've been interested. I was like interested because I watched Stranger Things, and I was like, ooh, like I would love to play this game because this game looks really hella fun. And I would hear about it all the time. And so when we first joined, I created this character, and it is my favorite character still to this day. I loved her backstory. I thought it was amazing, and it was fantastic. And so the bookstore eventually closed because corporate. And then I already did the intro, you meanie.
Sorry, I had to get my 2 cents in.
Mhm.
All right, I'm glad you put me in a bitch. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us.
I'm not staying long. I'm hanging out for a few minutes.
All right.
That's okay. I was
Okay.
just telling a horror story about what is something that is like a red flag when you're joining in a group.
Me?
If you're
And
playing with
so-
me,
And so like the DM was like, hey guys, I still want to have us continue to play. Like, how about we do this over Discord? And everyone was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we joined in, And so we shared all of our schedules, and he goes, all right, guys, we're going to try our best. Like, all of the green flags were there at first. It's like, we're going to try our best to have everyone there. I know, like, with work schedules, we'll figure out something to do. This was the DM that used his character, and this is why I have an issue with DM characters. He used his character as the main character. He used his character to enact sexual fantasies with his girlfriend, who was the queen of the kingdom, who was married to another character. And I was just like, and then she would get pissy when
You okay there, Noah?
Noah wore the wrong shirt today.
and then so, like I'm telling you, I've seen some shit.
God, you're a classy broad, Noah.
And so I ended up like there were a couple of times where like we would have like one of our other friends, she would be like, guys, I'm missing so much because I'm working so much. Like, can you guys not do like major plot stuff? And everyone but the DM and his girlfriend and her best friend who joined in at the time were like, no, like if you're not here, you're missing out. And so my character, like, and then eventually she ended up leaving. But the thing that was the nail in the coffin for me was I was like, I almost never try to miss any games, like whatsoever. Like I'm always trying to be like, I want to be the person who's at least there because I'm always the note taker. And my character ended up finding out that her daughter was alive. And she was like, oh my God. So the next session, I couldn't come and he killed off my daughter without me even knowing about it. And I get there and I'm like, so what happened? And he goes, well, you weren't here, so I can't tell you what happened. Anyway, you open up and it's the funeral of your daughter. And I'm like, the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And I was just like, what do you mean? And he's like, you weren't there. You don't know. You don't get to know what happens.
That's
and
so
I was like,
I'm so mad right now. It's not even funny.
That's so shitty. Oh my
and
god.
so I played in that group for maybe like 1 or 2 more sessions. And then he was like, okay, guys, because we have so many people leaving, we have so many new people joining, we're restarting the whole campaign. And I was like, we're level 10. What are you talking about? And he was like, we're restarting. And he's like, it doesn't make sense to me narratively anymore. And I was just like, okay. And then it turns out, because I thought he was like this great DM who invented all of this cool shit. And then when I started watching Critical Role, he stole plot lines and items from Critical Role to make himself look really good.
So it didn't even take on. No, you do have to steal as a DM, but
Yes.
he
Like legitimately, like I can pull out my notebook because I still have some of the notes from that. And I'm like, I was like sitting there and I was like, wait a minute, as I was watching Critical Role, I was like, this sounds so fucking familiar. And I pull out my notebook and I was like, this bitch. And so like, and then the next time I had like a male DM and I played a druid. And so I was like, okay, like I'm gonna not play a druid this time. I'm gonna be a bard and I want to be a College of Lore bard. And I was having the time of my life because all my girl wanted to do was to essentially go out and have adventures and write down stories. And that's all she wanted to do. There was another person at the table who was a druid. And she was a Circle of the Moon druid. And she was a wood druid. So I was like, girl, I got you. And it was her first time playing. This DM told me during like session 3, he said, if she doesn't know how to play by now, you can't help her.
Absolutely the fuck not.
And I was like, what? And she's sitting there and she's like, so what spells can I use? What can I turn into? And I would say like, well, right now, like you've already done this. And he's like, she doesn't know how to play. It's her fault. She's not paying attention. And I was just like, I can't
she
with
doesn't
it.
know how to play. It's the DM's fault to help.
Yeah.
I am so fucking heated right now.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I'm gonna kill a bitch.
That goes with everything I believe
Like
in.
that's just like minor things that have happened. And so it's like,
We have the torches and pitchforks ready.
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The thing is, like,
But like when you have like a DM who you're in a group with
Actually,
and they say something along the lines of, if it's like session 3 and you're a new player and they're like, if you don't know how to play by now, there's a problem. That immediate no.
Then
No.
jump
And
in.
especially for
DM now,
D&D.
deal with the
I'm
problem.
still trying to figure out how spells and shit work.
especially for D&D. That's
Straight
not an
up,
easy game
like-
for people to learn.
Like
that.
he told me I was backseat DMing, and I was like,
Oh.
"What do you mean?" I was like, "She literally said I don't know what I'm doing," and I was like, "I'm here to help
should've
me."
pegged him.
Because
Straight
and if you were if you threw it in real world thing, if your group was if you were actually in your group as an
Mhm.
adventurer, you would be helping your teammates.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what you do. You work as a team.
Well,
You're a group.
even like it's just like the weird like sounds like just like fragile ego, just
I have one of those.
Yeah, I legitimately I have so many I can't do player character DMs. I can't and I have such an issue with it because of that first DM because he made himself the main character. Anytime that someone else had a main character moment, he would somehow turn it into either him, his girlfriend, or his girlfriend's best friend's main character moment, and I'm just I can't deal with this. I was in that group for way too fucking long to
No,
begin with.
have the threesome, get it over with. What were you gonna say, Noah?
yeah.
Sorry, what?
What were you gonna say?
No.
No, threesomes. What was you?
I don't know.
Threesomes.
I just tried to figure out what the fuck we were talking about real quick.
What not to have when you're creating a group.
So for those
Yeah, I'm
listening
talking
and
about how to
unable
start a
to
new
view for
group.
some reason, Noah's shirt has arrows on it pointing up and down, and it says 2-seater.
Are you
Yes.
really gonna out me like this?
Yes.
I'm just
my
hey,
defense-
for those who
in
can't
my
watch it
defense,
for one reason or another.
I did not buy this shirt for me. Blondie did.
Oh,
So
that's not one I bought for you.
Her fault. No, this is not the one you got from me. That would be crossing a line.
Be crossing many lines.
Yeah.
No topic. Noah, I found a shirt for you that I want to buy you,
Okay.
but it's a crop top sleep token shirt.
Yes.
Bitch, I love you.
I know.
Summer is here, and I'm bringing crop tops
It's
back for the boys.
perfect. All you need is little skulls to cup your titties.
I got you. I immediately thought Noah.
Why
did
do you
that.
think I do 3 chest days a week? Okay, it's so that I can, have
And
these bad
balance
boys
the
out
crop
in a
top
fucking
with
crop
Gucci
top.
shorts.
That's right. That's right. Listen, if you think for a fucking hot second that Dungeon Daddy over here is not going to be wearing fucking Daisy Duke American flag overalls on 4th of July, you are fucking
Oh my
mistaken.
God.
Okay?
When I get paid again, I'll get you the crop top. I got you.
It's fucking happening. I'm doing it.
Hoochie Daddy season already.
It is Hoochie Daddy season. Me and Coach wearing them short.
Get it? I'll let him know. Did you let him know already?
This is not a discussion that I'm willing to have with you.
Not bad.
You don't need to know what he and I talk about. It's none of your business.
Are you dating my boyfriend?
What?
Will you quit dating my boyfriend?
Would I don't be better? I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault that he loves me more than you. I don't know what to say.
I guess it's better the hoe you know instead of the hoe you don't know.
True.
That's true.
Yeah,
And at
I think
least you
I think one of
know.
us is jealous of the other one because one of us has an ass and the other one doesn't. That's all I'm
Just
saying.
my ass is concave doesn't mean shit.
Listen, Kristen's built like a Lowe's 2x4, but it's still a 2x4.
Yeah.
That is so mean.
Love ya.
I would think he fucking hated me.
What?
But that's okay, because Kristen, Noah will always look up to you.
Everyone will.
Always.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's because Kristen is fucking 4.5 inches taller than I am. And it drives me fucking nuts. This bitch is not allowed to wear heels around me.
Fuck y'all. I'm wearing my heels.
No, you're not. I will have Courtney fucking cunt punt you. I swear to God.
On me, you asshole.
Just kick to the crotch immediately.
That's fair.
See,
That's
this
fair.
kind of fun stuff wouldn't be able to happen at some of the tables I've been at.
I will have you keel over and fucking down to my height real quick.
Maybe like the dad on King of the Hill.
But I'm a gentleman, so I won't hit you. I'll have my wife do it.
A gentleman doesn't hit a lady, but my wife will.
My wife will fuck a bitch up.
My wife will fuck that bitch up. Like,
I will not touch you, good lady. She will.
I'm not afraid of many people in my life, but his wife does give me pause for not enough.
By the way, do we want to go to the river in August?
Yes, please.
Okay, double date it is.
Fucking on it. All right.
Just making plans in front of us and not
I
inviting
know.
the rest of us.
I mean, you guys can come. We don't care.
Rude.
We don't care. I have a giant cooler. Like, it's not like we can't all get fucked up at the river.
But
You
someone
had
gotta
your
bring
shot,
it.
man.
On the river though, it's Jello shots, right? You guys don't do
What?
Jello shots for the
No,
river?
it's whatever you can fit
Whatever you
in
can-
the fucking cooler.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cooler in the tube, and that's
And
it.
this is Texas. The cooler has its own fucking tube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, you put the pool noodles around it, and it's got its own thing.
No. The cooler tube is the big tube,
With the bottom on it.
and then we tie our fucking tubes to the cooler tube so that it
I
doesn't
would have
get too far
thought
away.
that because the
It's called a
two-
redneck yacht club, right?
No,
I would have thought that the cooler was its own boat, but
No,
you
listen,
know.
like my tube and Coach's tube snap together with plastic, and then our cooler tube has cup holders around it,
Mhm.
and hold
Nice.
you can strap it to the tubes. Yeah, it's an event here in Texas.
So the last time we went tubing, our friends bought one of those big 4-person tubes, and then he was like, "But we need your cooler." I was like, "Okay." So I brought my cooler, and
Yep.
functioning alcoholic and everything. We showed up, and then we aired up the tube, and he's like, "Where are we gonna fit?" And I was like, "I don't know. The tube rental's free, dude. I don't know what to tell you."
It's an event.
Yeah, we some river rat motherfuckers down here.
And if you can make it
So-
to the car, then you didn't tube hard enough.
That's right.
So should we get back on topic?
Fine,
Yo, what
Joe.
is our topic so I can chime in before I
we
leave?
were
I have limited
talking
time.
about like what not to have if you're joining.
Yeah,
in a
so
new
we're talking
group.
about starting a new group, like what to do, what not to do when starting a new group.
Well, I guess in some.
Okay, what to do, number one.
Sexual fantasy.
Number one, don't play with people who frequent local game stores. Don't do that ever.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah.
They smell bad.
I believe
and
it
the-
was butthole and Dorito dust, is what you said.
Butthole and Dorito dust. That's right. Joe, I need to send you that fucking song, by the way. I just gotta find the Spotify link. Yeah, don't play with people who smell like butthole and Dorito dust. Don't. Never mind, I can't say that's too mean. I'm on the internet. I forget. I have to tone it down. You should play with people that have personalities that vibe with yours.
Yes.
If you're a bunch of high energy motherfuckers, you don't need to play with somebody who walks around like Eeyore. That's not going to be fun for you. I promise.
That's not always true.
You need a good balance every once in a
I
while.
think-
I mean, yes, balance, but like you don't need somebody who. I don't need to play tabletop with somebody that I need to call and check on once a week. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
Oh, well,
You
then
know what I
guess
mean?
we can't play anymore then.
Yeah. Well, like I don't need to check on you. You know what I mean? I
Listen,
would.
you don't know how deep this depression runs, baby.
Yeah, but you're playing Mass Effect 2, so it's not that bad. You're
That's
fine.
right. That's
You're
right.
fine.
I'm golden right now.
Just go smooth on up to Garrus. You'll be all right.
Well, that's who I'm romancing.
Oh my god, am I fucking psychic or what?
I did romance Caden, and then after I met him on Horizon, I was like, "Fuck this bitch," and I was like, "Where's that bug?"
She goes from vampire twink to lizard twink. It's like she's got a type.
No, she does want to fuck the mind player though.
I
Who
did
didn't fuck?
the mind-
Wait. Who
fuck
didn't
mind
fuck the
player.
mind flayer?
Oh my god! Oh,
Yeah, fucking
I didn't
nerd.
play it yet, so.
fuck the mind
actually
player!
am
It's the
just
ride of your
that.
life.
I'm in Act 1.5 right now, so
If it
I'm
also
finishing
tells
up
you,
with the crash.
There's still
I
time.
definitely boned the mind flayer.
if it also tells you the kind of person I am, I also fuck the bear.
But to be fair, I made OG like before I knew it was a mind flayer, a carbon copy of Blondie. So
Oh yeah. I made mine way too hot, and I was like, "Fuck, man, this is gonna be a problem." Before I knew that was a mind player.
that's why I mainly play PUBG is because I don't get any surprises and nothing weird happens. Because like my wife asked me one time, she's like, "Why do you play as a girl?" And I'm like, "Because it's a third-person game, and if I'm gonna stare at an ass for 4.5 hours every
Might as
fucking
well be
night,
mine.
it might as well be a nice one." Just saying.
That tracks.
So
All right, back on topic. Sorry.
yeah, back to the topic.
Oh yeah, don't play with smelly people. Get the vibe.
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Lips are zipped. There's a joke there,
Uh-huh.
but I'm a professional.
Not even on your best day.
God damn it! Every fucking time I have one, somebody gets me off topic. It's like I haven't been pounding bourbon since I walked in the door. Oh yeah, just fucking like play with people who can have fun. Don't play with fucking weirdos who take shit like seriously and for real. It's fucking
Yeah.
gross. Don't play with
Honestly,
those people.
like the way that I
Don't play
found-
with paladins.
the way
Don't
that
worry
I found people was honestly like again reaching out online. And I have a friend. Her boyfriend is like he works from home. He works like 10 hours a day, but he's able to like go out and go. He plays. I'm so sorry, Kristen. He plays Magic the Gathering religiously.
Let's fucking go! What's this motherfucker play? What's he play? What
I
does
don't
he
know
run?
anything about it, but he goes out and he plays Magic. He's
Stop
also
the podcast.
into like
I need to know what his deck list is right now.
he also plays like Lore Arcana. He also plays
Let's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
go!
Like he plays all the card games, and what he does in order to like go out, like they moved from our hometown to Pittsburgh, and he was like, all of my friends are back home. Like I don't know how, like what I can do, and so what he did is he just went to various games. This is like the opposite of what Noah was suggesting, but he went to various game stores and he just casually started meeting people and he was checking their vibes and started doing all this. And now he has like a plethora of friends and he is able to do the things that he likes to do in his new city. And so he's living his best life. So like, don't be afraid. Like I immediately was like, da-da-da-da-da. And said like, is there anyone who's like looking for someone? And that's how I got Kristen. So like, don't be afraid to like play online
Yeah,
because playing online is actually really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to do it from the comfort of your own home.
Hit or miss, though. It's hit or miss.
Yeah.
But
You just have to play with people who are comfortable enough with, like, you know, like having your camera on so that you can see each other and like having a DM who likes to make maps online and stuff like that. Like things that make it like, even if it's like they don't like to make maps online, but at least having like a frame of reference picture.
No, go away.
Guys, it's not magic, Kristen. It's Disney's Lorcana.
Okay.
I was told I'd get really into it and I haven't. So
Wait, sorry. Pause. No, look at my gaming win. The D20.
it's literally the coolest thing on the planet.
That's
it's
cool.
neat.
I don't know. Looks loaded to me.
You look loaded.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I am.
But sometimes people will kidnap you.
Noah's on number 6.
I
Normally, by the time of this podcast, I'm only on 3. So
appreciate y'all taking a chance on me and not thinking I was a fucking weirdo when I'm like, hey, come play with me.
Listen,
Well-
like
I took a chance on you, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but you didn't have a choice.
You and I didn't even like fucking know each other.
No, we did
You
not.
just reached out to me randomly because I let our tattoo artist come play at my table.
That's true.
Like, weirdly.
I figured if you got him to sit down at a table to play, I was like, all right, he's got something
Your
going on.
vibe works.
a
By the way, he is coming back to the table.
He's also getting married. What the fuck timeline are we
I
in?
know he is. And guess who's in the wedding? Guess who's in the wedding? Guess who's
Doesn't
in the
surprise
wedding?
me.
Courtney looked at me and goes, one time and one time only am I not going to ask questions about a bachelor party. I was
Oh.
like, yes.
Absolutely fuck not. Not with you and him and Big Boy.
Me, him, Perm, and the rest of the fucking crew.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be incredible. And I can't fucking wait.
Oh my gosh! So do
I
we need
can't
to
wait
go
to
ahead and
not
start the
remember
GoFundMe
any of
for bail
this.
money?
I was gonna say, and Noah's in jail.
I wouldn't be in jail. We have a county judge, a district attorney, and the JP. Come
Most
on.
cities do.
Huh? Yeah, but they're not going to be at the bachelor party like these motherfuckers will. Yeah, we're good. We're golden.
Just
It's
don't,
gonna be so much
don't
fun.
get out of
I
family
love
lines.
Texas politics for this moment
okay.
exactly.
Side note, Joe, I'm sorry. Pause.
Let's go to Natalie because like you just started a group, right?
That's
I'm
right.
in the
Older.
process of
Okay.
starting it. We have done absolutely nothing yet, but
Okay.
just talk about it. But I mean, at least like for me, having people that I already know kind of is making it more comfortable for me instead of just reaching out, especially since it's going to be like my ever first time like DMing, sort of.
Noah,
So-
get off of PUBG.
I hit a button. I'm sorry.
But
All
yeah,
I see
I don't
is
know.
all I see is toilet, and then Stalk You Like a Hawk is playing PUBG.
Hey, bro, I put my fucking Steam tag out there.
It's okay. Then you'll just get a whole bunch of friends.
Sorry, Natalie. My twin is
It's
fucking
on your
weird
Twitch,
and rude.
too.
And your Twitch too, my dude.
I wasn't being rude. I was trying to close out a shit.
Go on ahead, Natalie. I'm defending your honor.
it's fine.
She put all your business out there. Natalie, I
You're
had
good.
a
Not only did she throw you under the bus, but she drove it.
Bro, she backed that motherfucking thing up over the top of me.
How dare
I
Pause.
went the other way,
Phrasing.
forward and backwards.
put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
But
Anyway,
yeah, I
Natalie,
mean,
continue before you start really interrupted.
it's okay. But like everyone's kind of just said, it's like the vibe. I mean, if you have
How do
something,
you gauge a
everyone-
vibe?
for me, I feel like I pick on people's just like subtleties, like their body movements, like just anyway, like their inflections, how they talk. Just if I walk into you, they're like, "Hey," I'm like, "Oh no, we're not gonna mesh at all."
Hashtag child trauma, huh?
Just like, oh. I don't know if that's the protective of please don't hurt me. I am a small baby. But yeah, like I don't mind if like people are shy, but if you're just like, even if it's not even like not ill intended, it's just like, no, we ain't gonna mesh.
No.
Yeah.
Not gonna mesh with that. So it's kind of what I would do.
Okay. So how long have you known the people you're playing it with?
Probably like, oh god, almost like 5 years. Holy shit.
Wow.
That's not bad.
No,
Okay.
because I met them right before COVID, and then we were all off work during COVID, and we're like, hey, we have nothing else going on. Let's get drunk and play video games.
Fuck yeah. I know.
I bullied Noah so hard he left.
Yeah. He's gonna go cry in his burden.
I'm sorry, Noah.
Fuck, man. No, I'd rather play people I don't know. I think. I'd rather
I
just-
think
bully them off the internet.
because a lot of the games that I've joined in on, I didn't know the people very like not every person, but like for instance, like the first group I was in, I worked with them, and I only knew like maybe I didn't know like the DM, and that was it. And then when he started adding more and more people, I feel like if I were to be added into that group later, maybe it would have turned out differently. But like a lot of the groups that I joined in on, I didn't know like more than like 80% of the people, and I maybe knew like 1 or 2 people, and I legit had so much fucking fun, and it was great. So again, like
Yeah.
I guess it's like to each
Yeah.
their own. Like if
Yeah.
you're that kind of person who's like super shy, because believe it or not, I hate meeting new people with a burning passion, and I would
so-
rather be in my own home. And I get so nervous about doing new things that I try to talk myself out of it all the time. But if I didn't decide to like branch out, I wouldn't have met Kristen, and I probably would have been
Yeah.
a lot sadder. So
Aw,
I would have been a less happy girl. But I think if you're the kind of person who's not okay with going out and like going and hitting up your game store and being that person to be like, all right, who needs a person to join in? Like, again, joining groups on Facebook, because
Yeah.
you can find a lot of people in common. I would avoid Twitter because that place is toxic as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
would join
One of
in
the
and
few
like,
places on the internet more toxic than Facebook.
yes,
I know him.
Oh, he's back.
he's back.
Like, I have better luck online because in person, like, I'm tall, I'm loud, I'm a fucking freight train, and I have a tendency to scare off the
You ain't
nerds
fucking kidding.
that want to play. So I don't do that at game stores because I will scare them.
Well,
Kristen, should we go to a game store together?
Yes.
I
Bring your
feel-
gas back.
I feel very uncomfortable walking in the game. I don't know if it's just like a me thing, but I feel very
No,
uncomfortable.
they're
walking in
designed
stores.
like that. Like
Yeah.
they're designed to keep people out. Like they don't want people coming in.
They've been
Kristen,
bad the whole
like,
life.
we're gonna. You and I are
Because-
gonna go to a game store. We're gonna go live on Twitch from my fucking phone and my
Fuck yeah.
selfie stick, and we're gonna vlog. Fucking hashtag evil twins at the LGS.
I'm down.
Like I've had
all right.
like,
So,
But
which-
I'm wearing the crop top, not you.
Fuck
but
yeah.
which game store? The one that's close to your house, or the one that you go to because it's an hour and a half away? And
Oh, definitely the one close to my house. Yes.
I'll drive that
Oh,
hour and a half to go
God.
see him.
That's like a safari.
Because if we do that, then me and Coach get to hit somebody.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
bring a little bit of Vicks to rub underneath your nose. It
What
really
we have
helps.
here
with
is
the
Oh,
nerds.
I'm
the
gonna
natural
fucking rub
habitat.
something under my nose. Wait, what?
Like, no. Yeah, game stores, people at game stores are afraid of me. I don't know why.
I'd say I'm pretty lucky where I live. There is a local family that owns ours, and like the main person is the wife, and she runs it, and it's honestly so clean. I have never smelled any person in this store. It is phenomenal.
What?
But I also live in a very small town, and it's like a local
Yeah.
tiny place, so I think that helps a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too,
That
but ours
definitely
smells like
helps.
butthole and Dorito dust.
yeah, like even like walking into a GameStop, I feel like it's weird.
Oh yeah.
GameStop vibes are off, and I will fight you on that.
GameStop vibes are so. I don't feel comfortable walking into a GameStop unless I have Will with me, and even then, they assume that we're there for him, and I'm like,
Same.
nah, man,
Yeah.
I'm here to also partake in the games.
My husband
You're
did that
not.
once.
You're there to fuck the twink character.
I play
You're shocked.
games more than just romance.
Zoe, you know what you should play is Dune Awakening.
I have it on my wish list right now. Will's been playing.
That's
the
my
shit
gaming
out of
one
it.
that nobody asked me about, by the way. I made it to the Plastinium age, and if you want to play with me, I posted our server in the fucking Discord under
I
the
saw that.
Gaming with Noah channel. Come join Spice Up Your Life. I'm just saying, the Spice Girls 2 squad needs some more folks, and Spice World 3 is about to undergo construction. So, you know, slowly but surely. Yeah, Chris, stop fucking looking at me with the side eye. God damn it. Yes, we named our guild Spice Up Your Life. Okay,
I fucking wouldn't expect any less from you, asshole.
the Spice Boys was taken.
I was just zoned out while you were talking.
I would want to name my character Herb.
Herb.
Mine is Worm Toucher. That's a sexual innuendo.
Wash your hands.
Or you know what? I would want to name myself Cinnamon.
And then the character on the server that I used to be on before we had to move, her name was Tiggo Biddies. So
Right.
So I have a friend IRL whose name is Spice, and I always call her boobs the Spice Rack.
Nice.
never mind, we'll talk later.
I figured out, and this is way off topic because my friend sent it to me, and so we had to do the math. And I found out
Here's Zoe.
that in one of my boobs, I could make 42 pancakes worth of batter.
Sorry.
I
I
don't
got-
know what that means.
That's
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't-
the
What's
amount.
that?
Okay, so
Zoe
you
broke
know,
Noah, and now I gotta go.
okay, so you know how like some people are like how much your boob weighs and shit like that, and so
I've seen this trend on TikTok.
So based upon your cup size, I could make like 42 pancakes worth of batter because of my boob size.
Oh my god,
Everyone
I'm
would
so
start with-
curious now.
Yeah, like straight up, we do shit like this all the time. Like for instance, I have two 25-pound turkeys on my chest.
What is?
Hold on.
You just fucking reset me. Hold on.
Okay, hold on, Zoe. I'm gonna say something that's gonna be a little out of pocket. Okay,
Uh-huh.
But it comes from a place of fucking love. Okay.
Yes.
God damn.
Legit, like when Will
Okay.
got me and when everyone else at our place of work at the time found out that Will was the one that scored me, they were like, that son of a bitch. Because I'm a girl with big old titties.
I am astonished right now. I love it.
People don't realize it.
Everyone was starved. Everyone was starved. No, okay, so speaking of out-of-pocket shit, Zoe,
Yeah.
I was in a game chat with my friends on 76 the other day, and I was like, hey, is a hot dog a taco or a sandwich? And this bitch replies, lady, I'm looking at you, Cal, listen. It depends on how you eat it.
No, it's a taco all the way.
That's the same face I made, Noah.
It's a taco all the way. Is this the same kind of person that eats a Kit Kat the wrong way?
No. And I said, why would that be your first thing to say, ma'am?
How else would you eat a hot? You can't eat a hot dog like
That's a
this.
freaky bitch.
You can't eat a hot dog like that.
No,
Hey, listen.
How do you eat hot dogs? How do you eat hot dogs? And she's like, no, I eat it the normal way. It was just a question to ask. I'm like, that is an out-of-pocket question to ask me. How dare it's a war crime. It's a fucking war crime.
You eat a taco the same way you eat a hot dog.
That's not. Never mind. Nope.
Always.
Noah's done. He's broken.
This is supposed to be an RPG podcast.
I know.
Oh no.
Joe's
It's
so
just a
sick
rated
of
R
us.
podcast.
I'm back. I'm back.
Just as a heads up, we have games. We have a poll going right now to see what our next game
Yeah.
is going to be.
I saw that
Well,
Avatar
Discord.
Legends was in the lead. Is it still in the lead?
No, it is
Damn.
tied with Daggerheart.
Someone
Okay.
please go vote for Avatar.
Or
I'm
Star
fine with it.
Wars.
Can we link it?
Or Stars.
Oh, I would also be
Oh,
down
yeah.
for Star Wars. Star Wars
But
would also
boys and girls, I love to have crashed your beautiful podcast tonight that I was not supposed to be a part of, but I gotta go.
Bye.
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
You
There's
wanted
stuff
to
and things.
spice up your life.
What?
You wanted to spice up your life with us.
I did spice up my life with
Okay.
five. I can't
So
fucking
now
count.
when
God, I'm
you
retarded.
go,
With
and-
5 of my favorite people.
go see your wife and ask her
No.
how many pancakes can you make with your boob.
Report back.
I can't go talk to my wife right now. She's not wearing clothing that's appropriate for the podcast.
Well, I was saying
Yeah,
after you
you
get
don't
off
have
of
to-
here.
We say you go talk to her, not
yeah.
have her talk to us.
Yeah.
No, we're playing a game at the moment.
Oh, we're playing a game called Hide the Pickle.
Something like that. Well, like who can hold out the longest?
Oh, definitely your wife.
Where's chat?
What?
Where's chat?
At her sister's house in Arlington.
Okay. Whoa! Did you go to jail?
What?
Did you go to jail?
No.
Are you sure?
Why would I go to jail?
We had a conversation about Arlington last time.
No, that's what. No, honey, that's Waco.
Was it?
Yeah, that's why I can't come visit you.
Fuck me.
All right.
Because then I have to make a fucking pit stop in China Spring and mud stomp a motherfucker. See? Yeah. You know how it goes.
I know how to keep my best friend out of jail. Just don't come see me.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
Anyway,
We can meet in like Meridian, I guess.
deal.
Just
Cool.
don't speed. Don't. Pro tip for anybody listening to the podcast: do not speed in Meridian, Texas.
It's a
And by speed,
trap.
I mean do not do anywhere close to 1 mile over the speed limit.
Do exactly the speed limit. Because you go under,
Directly to jail, no questions asked, $1,000 fine.
if you go under, they'll pull you over too.
Yeah, you have to do the speed limit. But good news for you, Meridian, Texas is only like 2.5 miles long. You're fine. You're good to go.
If you go really fast, they can't catch you.
That's true. Okay, boys, girls,
Bye.
those yet undecided. Mwah, I love you. I gotta go fuck off and do stuff.
Have fun. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Maybe later.
Anyway, how do we start?
All right.
Here's your weekly dose of Noah.
Yeah.
All right, talking about how to scale combat.
Yeah.
Well, I play games where scaling combat isn't really a thing. And
I was
that's how
looking
I
for
fix
pointers.
that.
Okay. Question: what do we mean by scaling combat? Like how hard
Like-
we're making the combat, or how
Yeah, like
often you're making
the level, like making sure it's level appropriate.
The number of
And things
adversaries.
like D&D.
Mm.
Yeah,
Uh,
as a rule, I would always say like more little guys that are easy to kill
Mhm,
because players love killing things.
it's true.
mhm.
And if it's just one big bad guy that's really hard to hit, they're just going to be missing much
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
And if you're playing 5th edition, that's going to take you like 2 hours.
We just gotta put a
I'm
dig
just
in it.
missing.
No, okay, so should you scale combat?
Yes.
Well-
It depends on the game. If it's
Yes.
D&D, yes.
Yes.
If it's Savage Worlds, no.
I'm
You do
for
whatever
it.
is somatic. You do whatever is somatic.
See, I'm a believer of how many hit points the big bad has is how much it takes to quit being fun. That's it. Like,
Yeah. If
Like
it takes too long, it's just like, oh, this is
Yeah.
so it stops being fun.
lose
So then I-
interest and
I'm a big proponent of God. What was it? There was something. I don't remember if this was a fever dream I had where I dreamt this, or this was like based off of a movie or TV show. But there was a big bad, and like every time they ran at him, like they would instantly die, and then they would go to someplace else or something like that. This might have been a dream. Like I feel crazy. But I feel like if you have like the big bad, right, or like the Ark's big bad or something, and it is like, okay, I thought that they would have prepared a little bit more for this. I made this guy like way too fucking hard, and I feel like the DM in those moments, like, I think it's fun to lose to the big bad. I'm a big proponent of like
Yeah,
that
I
should
like
be
losing.
something that happens.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh fuck, this guy's gonna kill him, like you have to be prepared to like on the fly, like start moving shit down a little bit.
Well, if he's going to kill them, then he's just going to capture them instead somehow.
Yeah, like you have to be
Yeah.
prepared. Like I mean, I've only ever done combat once, and I've only ever DM'd once. But I found like a character sheet for Rudolph, and it was way too fucking easy. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna scale this guy up, and that's what I did. And I used it based upon the stats of another character at the time, and I like compared them, and I made it where it was like maybe like a level or two harder than what the characters were playing as already. Because I feel like if you make it too easy, then it's not that fun. But then if you make it way too hard, it's going to be very frustrating when your
Yeah.
characters are rolling and it's like, all right, I rolled a 37. That doesn't hit. And you're
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck? So I like it when it feels like it's hard. And at the very end of the combat, I feel a sense of accomplishment.
That's fair.
And I think the
Yeah.
way to do that is to not have a higher AC, but to add more hit points,
Yeah, hit point.
Mhm.
usually.
Like maybe like if the average character, like let's say if it's like D&D, like the average character's like AC is like what, like 15 or 16,
Yeah.
like starting out. Like
Yeah.
if you're on like maybe like level 5ish, it's been a while since I played D&D, so like maybe like make it so like the big bad's AC is like 17, 18. So make
Well-
them a little bit harder to
Well, it
hit.
depends on how many
but-
modifiers your players have too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you have to like base it upon that, but like make it just a little bit harder to hit.
So, like,
Not by much.
generally, like, you could say, like, a DC of 8 is generally what you want, but then you add their modifiers onto it. So, if they're like level 1 and you let them use the standard array, that means their combat skill is probably going to be +3, plus proficiency bonus, or +2, so
Yeah.
+5. That means that they're going to be, you want the bad guy to be roughly around AC 13. AC 14 to 15 if you want it to be hard. And then like AC 10 if you want it to be easy. And then if they're level 5, it's a little bit higher, and so on and so forth. It all just depends on what their modifiers are. You take the modifiers, you add +8 to it, and then you kind of get, that will give you the generality. That's actually how they think about it at Wizards, is, you know, what are the players' modifiers are, and then add 8 to that.
Yeah.
and that is your average difficulty monster, like right in the middle.
Well, and typically, like, you have to also know your party, and whenever you're putting
Yeah,
a big adversary, because if your party's completely fine with a TPK,
yeah,
then that's a different story. Other than the people that
Yeah.
are really emotionally attached to their characters, that you cannot really justify killing them because it would devastate your
Mhm.
players.
yeah. I've been TPK'd before.
Or you do that anyways. Co-conspirators.
Mhm.
People get attached to a character.
Yeah,
It wasn't a
Not their
TPK.
character.
We just killed off someone.
it's an OPK. Okay, so new question though: is it okay in a campaign to not have a big bad?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of campaign would that be? Like, what would your storyline be? I'm asking.
I mean, it could be like a hex crawl.
Yeah.
What about a bard PK?
Art PKs are fine.
Yeah. Thanks for protecting her, Noah.
I would say like it would depend upon what the vibe of the game is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
it could be
for
like a hex
instance-
crawl or anything like that. Like, I mean, like
Like it
if
could
it's
be
open
something-
world.
It could be something simple where it's like you just go from town to town and you solve the people's problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And not have like a big bad, and then you're just known as like at the end of the campaign, like you're just known as like this folk hero that goes
Yeah.
around and you and
Yeah.
your group does that. Or it could be like, for instance, not every arc has to have like a big bad, but it could be like you're focusing on that specific character's backstory elements.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like it could be like, for instance, this arc, we're going to focus on Natalie's character.
Right.
And I know because I'm the DM that Natalie used to be a monk. And now we're going to deal with the ramifications of her leaving the church. And could be something simple like that. And so it's like, okay, now you have to prove that or it could be something like that. It doesn't always have to have like the big bad or an evil
Right.
person
Like, what
nefariously doing stuff.
One of my favorite games is Traveler, and it's just about people who travel space.
Like Hitchhiker's Guide?
Not as silly, but yeah.
Okay.
And it's
Always
just
have
like,
to
you
have
know,
the
like
power.
you just travel from planet to planet, depending on what you're doing and what type of campaign the players want. The big bad can develop because, you know,
Yeah.
players tend to have an ability of pissing people off and pissing off people in power.
No, never.
Really? I've never had that experience ever.
But that means, but you don't have to. You could go the other route, and it's fun. I mean, like if you're going for a more open campaign, you really can't. You can play it out a big bad for an open campaign, but you don't have to. And no one's expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
feel
think-
like with a new table, do you think that like with new I guess I'm trying to say new players, do you think they automatically expect to have like a big bad, like a big epic fight?
If they're brand new, probably because they need
Yeah.
to develop themselves.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
players.
I think like they need some kind of problem, you know, like
Yeah,
there
yeah.
has to be like something is a brewing, and
Yeah.
your character, like it's like that cause to action that people have when they're
Yeah.
writing books. Like, what is your call to action here?
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
feel like
can't
it's
just
fair.
be like, all right, guys, you decided to join up with this person because you thought it would be fun. It should be
Yeah.
like, even if you're like, because I've played with characters who are like, I don't have a fucking backstory. The DM's going to do all the work for me. And
I barely do backstories.
And so, like, it could just be like, I decided to join up with this merc group so I can make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
could
never
be your
asked for
backstory.
but if you give me one, I'll read it.
But like, the merc
Yeah.
group could be going after another merc group, and that could be your
Yeah.
big bad. So, like, it could be like that.
Okay.
I mean, like, I do think if they're new, give them something. But like, if they're like, if it's us, we would create something together, and that would be much more interesting. I
Y'all
think.
become the
Be
big
our
bad.
own worst
We
enemy.
become,
Yeah.
we become the big bad. I
We
think
Yeah.
create
if you're
big
the
bad.
kind of DM who, for some reason, can't think of like the ultimate big bad. Like, for instance, I'm going to pull out of my ass, like, for instance, Critical Role, the ultimate big bad, Vecna. But in every single arc that dealt with specific characters, there was a character big bad. So,
Yeah.
for instance, like with Percy, it was like dealing with the demon and dealing with all the extra stuff and dealing with the problems of him creating guns and shit like that. And so like that was his big bad. And so like if you can think of a way to have like a call to action, have a call to action for each of the characters. So for instance, like it could be like, okay, Kristen said that she was thrown out of her town, but she doesn't know why she was thrown out of her town, but I'm going to make it so that it was the mayor decided to kick her out because the mayor didn't like that she was developing magic, and this is an anti-magic town, and blah, blah, blah. So it could be like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm trying to kind of gather my thoughts here on this. There's a natural way to cause. You're always trying to cause problems for the players, right? You're in the problem department. If the players give you any kind of details, you're just going to use those to cause problems. I think people kind of overthink it sometimes, like of how like deep it has to be. Whereas like if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you can literally make the big bad a dragon, you know, because it's Dungeons and Dragons, and they will be happy because they got to kill a dragon,
Right.
because it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Makes the brain
You know
make
what I
a happy sound. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dopamine.
Yeah, or if we're playing Fallout and we kill a Deathclaw, that's like, you know, that's gonna, you know,
Or the Brotherhood
Like-
blimp.
Love
yeah,
it.
yeah, like you can
Good one.
take just an obvious enemy and run with it, and I think you should probably do that at first. I'm running a campaign right now where the enemy is like a little bit more ambiguous. It's going to be for a while, but that's just because I have a very long campaign planned out. Like it's like 20 plus sessions. So like
Yeah.
they can't know who the big bad is at least with a few more sessions. And then after that, you know,
When
finding
you
out.
start like planting the seeds.
Yeah, yeah. Like right now they're just really confused, and that's what I wanted. So
I think like my favorite big bad reveals, if you decide to do big bad like things like that, where it's like that, you know, like the Herblin, the Burblin, the Gerblin,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
that random NPC that you just would not let.
oh
them
yeah, the
go.
backstabber. Yeah,
And then it's
yeah.
like, sorry. And then like pulling the whole like Hans from Frozen trope of like, if only someone actually loved you. To me, that was the best betrayal reveal that I have seen to date. Like, that was really good. I was like, damn, Disney, you really did all of us like a big hurt. Like, no one's ever going to trust a man named Hans after this.
Honestly.
You shouldn't, but I mean, like, straight up, that's always a good way to go. Like, if you can't think of a big bad, like, that's the way to go. Like, make
Yeah.
it be like that NPC that they're just obsessed with.
Yeah. Boblin the Goblin that will stab
Boblin
you
the
in the back.
Goblin.
I mean, it's. And if they killed the big bad too early, you just make another one.
Yeah.
They always have a boss.
Yep.
You know what I
Hans
mean?
and
Like,
Franz.
Hans,
yeah.
Franz.
yeah, like you just keep it going. Like, don't feel bad if they do. Don't get frustrated and kill the campaign if they do. You just improvise, adapt, overcome is
Well,
the
and-
name of the game.
Players don't have any idea like how much goes on behind the scenes and how much adjusting the DM's doing.
Yeah, yeah. Even like on a roll basis, I'm adjusting the difficulty of the game.
Yeah.
Like if I see somebody who is failing a lot, I'm gonna make their rolls easier.
Yeah.
You know, so that they get some wins during the session. If they're winning a lot, well, then that gets kind of boring too. So they're gonna have a couple of hard rolls until they fail at something.
Well, that
And
was
then we'll
something
back-
that I think Daggerheart took into place with the fear and hope.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
But if a GM ever tells you they'd never fudged a roll, they're lying.
Yeah. I fudged roll, but I don't fudge rolls anymore.
I really appreciate it when the DM
I always
is
been
like,
a player
okay,
favorite.
I need you to roll me a insight check, and then you roll, but they don't tell you like what the DC is, so
Yep.
that they can decide of like, okay, like this, like Joe, you were saying, like this person hasn't gotten a win in a while. I'm basically
Yeah.
making the DC a 2 so
Yeah,
that they can
yeah.
do it. But I'm not going to tell them that it's a 2. And if they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't think I got it, I rolled like a 13, and be like, here's what I'm going to tell you. And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, guys.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
I like those moments.
it just helps. It helps. People need to succeed and fail during a session in order to be happy. They need to succeed roughly around 2/3 of the time. If you can get that happy middle ground, your players are going to be happy. That's really hard to do on a game by game basis, but like that's what I aim for.
I agree.
Now with Avatar, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I still don't know the game well enough, and it looks like we're probably going to be playing Daggerheart anyway.
Oh,
So, which we do need to talk about that.
unless we fudge the roll.
Shut up, bro. He didn't-
I'm not
I just want to
fudging
play
that roll.
Avatar so bad. I just want to be a little waterbender, okay?
For some reason, I knew you were a waterbender.
It's because even though I'm an air sign, I'm a waterbender all the way. I fell in love with Katara. Straight up, my homegirl, my homie for life. You can't tell me that she wasn't the main character.
Yeah,
I mean, she's basically
Yeah.
telling the whole story, so yes.
She
Yeah.
literally does tell the whole story.
I like Sokka because he's just a dude. He's just a
Sokka,
dude.
man.
Him.
Sokka's just a dude, but straight up, like, he's probably like also
He's
like
very brave.
he is.
He's so
My
smart
head
in the
canon.
dumbest
Yeah.
way.
My head
Yeah.
canon. Out of anyone there, Sokka, other than Katara, Sokka is the most dangerous because he
Yeah.
has the brain and he is
Yeah.
able. He literally invented like the thing to use to help find sulfur, like making that eggy
Mm.
smell, like that.
Yeah.
He literally invented like hot air balloon travel. Like the man can. He invented submarines. The man cannot be stopped.
That's like his
God-
plot armor. He has the best plot armor.
Legitimately,
Yeah.
the man died at 47 because God knew that he was going to get too powerful as an old man.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I have
I-
a whole ass fan theory that he's not really dead. So there's that.
He probably isn't.
He's
And then
probably
Toph.
Toph is also
Toph is a
really dangerous.
badass character. Like
Toph-
I would love to play Toph as a character
Oh.
at the table.
Yeah.
I love Toph. Toph is like legitimately, but I think out of all of them, other than like of course fucking Uncle Iroh, like my favorite is Zuko.
Yeah.
I am down bad for Zuko. I guess that's where, as Noah would call it, my vampire twink obsession came. But like Zuko has the best art. If you want, okay, I'm gonna say this now.
It's done.
If you want to know how to do proper story writing and have
Oh,
good
yeah,
character
please.
arcs, fucking
Yeah.
watch Avatar.
Yeah, watch
Because-
Avatar.
They did it perfectly. To date,
Yeah.
to me, it is the only show that is perfect from beginning to end. There is like
Yeah, they didn't fuck it up.
no episode is a bad episode. Even the quote unquote worst episode of the canyon episode, like to me, that's still a fucking great episode. They did
I
a
would-
fantastic job.
I haven't watched all of Korra yet, but even that was
Oh.
decent.
Korra is really good because the way that
It
they do
is.
it is that it's like you know how like it's an overarching theme of like the bad guy in Avatar, but the way that they do it in Korra is different, where there's a bad thing that happens in each individual arc. There's nothing bad overarching. It's just
Okay.
individual snapshots. And I love it because Korra is also just, again, she's flawed. And I love that.
So
Like,
flawed and
Aang was
Great.
like seen as like this like perfect person, but Aang is also flawed. But Korra is like, the first time you meet Korra, she's like, I'm the Avatar, and you have to deal with it. And then they're like, oh, okay. I love it. I love her. Oh,
I mean, the movie obviously sucked. And
the movie sucked. I'm not a fan of the live action.
But like the original Nickelodeon series, you have to watch.
Yes.
Uh,
Like if you want to know how to write good characters and how to write good redemption arcs,
yeah,
and knowing like what kind of bounds you would want to push people, watch Avatar, because Avatar legitimately is perfection.
And also, like, as a kid, having Uncle Iroh on TV was like a helpful growing tip.
Yeah.
Literally, I cry every single time I get to Leaves on the Vine. I cry. So Will and I, last year for our anniversary, we got to go to DC to go watch the concert. And it was in the National Theater. And Leaves on the, like, they told us at the beginning, they're like, if you want to sing along, that's fine. This is, everyone's here for enjoyment. When Leaves on the Vine came on, dead silence. No one spoke a word. And then you just hear people crying and stuff. And I'm like one of those people where I'm like holding my hands together like this, and Will's rubbing my back. And then as soon as it comes up, like for Mako, and then someone in the crowd yells, "We love you, Mako!" And everyone, it was just like, yeah, Mako! It was so good. Straight up, like, legit. I get goosebumps every single time I see like the little TikToks of people at that, and I want to go and do it again. Oh God, I want to do it again. It's so good. That's a religious experience. It really is.
Without the cult.
It really is. Without the cult. Avatar within itself is probably a cult. Let's be real. But straight up, that was a religious experience. That was good.
Yeah, so vote for Avatar or
Vote for Avatar.
it's pinned in our general comments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions or anything you guys think of?
Hold on. There was one that I really liked. That. Okay. Items to be included in a player survey prior to the beginning of the campaign. Kristen, what the fuck do you mean by that?
Oh, you didn't get a player survey, did you?
No.
Me and Natalie did. Joe, did you?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
I got
Or
one.
my Fallout table got it.
What is a
I didn't
player
know y'all. I
survey?
knew most of the 76.
It was honestly, I loved it.
I
Someone new
think
coming in.
that it made so much sense to where it's a consent form, and it was like, hey, these are some possible things that could happen in games. What's your green, your yellow, your red, your hard pass, like
Like,
do you
what can be fade to black? What's a no touch at all? Like,
Yeah, like do you?
I pretty much put
a big
everything as
trigger?
no touch.
yeah.
I'm a sensitive boy. I had to put everything as no
Joe
touch.
said
Like, I
don't
don't
play
wanna do it.
at all.
If I would have known,
Yeah.
I would have said, "Don't kill my fucking bard friend" on mine.
He agreed to that.
Well, so she didn't
I
give
know.
That was consent.
Noah one of those.
I know. No,
Oh,
Noah
yeah.
did not have a consent form. And because Noah did not have a consent form,
I'm gonna keep bringing up my
he
flaws.
had his worst moment on there. I remember him telling us about that when Sean
Because
joined in for a
he-
game.
In my defense, that's a weird fucking fear. How was I supposed to know?
Faded is what I am.
But no, I because at your table, like I knew most of the players personally there,
Mhm.
so I kind of had an idea about what was the general okayness. But Fallout, I didn't know anybody,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I came with this idea. I'm like, I'm gonna send out a survey just because I don't know them. I need to know what is acceptable for them because I don't know the people's triggers, and I can say some out of pocket shit. So I think it was. And I was able to because whenever I had interest in the Fallout table at the beginning, there was like 20 people interested. So I used it to kind of split the groups up with who was like the same vibes because I was going to run 2 separate tables.
I forgot about that.
It was super helpful to me because I was able to, okay, these people are okay with this, like, and this may be a milder group. Whereas this table is off the chains. And then there were some people I saw when they filled out the survey that they were very much okay with all the things. And I was like, they're not going to be a good fit for any of the tables because they're going
they're a
to,
red flag.
yeah, that was a
They're
red flag.
all a walking red flag.
And some of them I could kind of suss out with. I'm kind of giving the GM carte blanche to do what she feels is necessary. Other ones were like, fuck yeah, I want to rape a dog, like shit like that.
Oh lordy,
People are
gee,
weird.
no.
Yeah, no, that's the problem with the internet is those people exist.
I wouldn't even think of something like that to put on
Yeah.
like a card of like, no, I
Yeah.
can't have that happen.
Yeah.
Like, there was some out of pocket shit written in like the suggestions box of the write-in, But I
Got
just
it.
kind of used it to see what people are okay with, because I don't ever want to assume, because I know what my triggers are, and I don't want to ever assume that what other people's triggers are.
Yeah. I just keep it like very neutral. Like I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to play a game. You know, I don't want romance or anything like that. I just want very basic.
Well, and I
game.
wasn't looking to run a campaign that had romance in it.
Yeah.
At all. So if people were like, yes, that's the main goal of my character, what I want to do, I kind of set them to the side, because I was like, I don't feel comfortable running a story with romance, because that tends to make a lot of people on the table uncomfortable.
Yeah.
See, I am the kind of person where I'm like, okay, I need some form of romance, because I need to know that my character might have a happy ending. Because if my character's going to be this,
You need to play a bard.
Like, I don't want to be the
Romance
person that
opposite.
goes off and like fucks everything that moves.
Okay,
I want the kind of person where it's like, for instance, where like one of my characters that I've played, she's like the equivalent of a barbarian, and she's like the child of the god of war, and she's like on like the sheet that I made where it was like I gave it to my DM of like, this is who this character is. And I didn't write this down, but I found this out about this character when I wrote down that she doesn't do math well. And I was just like, that's like a weird thing for me to put. And then eventually I like realized, I was like, oh shit, this kid doesn't know how to read. And so I told her, I was like, hey, I would love if we do romance, that's fine. But if we did, I want someone for her who would see her as like an intellectual equal, because that's her biggest area of weakness, is that she knows she's not smart. She knows she can't read. She knows she can't do math. She wants someone who is her intellectual and physical equal. And she's like, girl, I got you. And so like, I would love like stuff like it doesn't have to be like, okay, I'm going to go off and every 9 sessions, I need to ask about how my boyfriend's doing. Like, it has to be like, I need to know that at some point my character's gonna be happy,
right?
Like whether they live or die, I would rather have them die knowing that someone loved them, or I'd rather have them retire and have a reason to not want to die.
Right. Well, I'm not saying like I'm not saying I'm against player romances at the table.
Mm-hmm.
What I was saying was I didn't want to run a campaign geared towards that.
Oh no.
That facilitated that in the beginning, because I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. Mm-hmm. I don't personally care what your yum is, but I didn't want you to have to push that on other players either. And there were some players literally in the survey that were like, I'm okay with touching or kissing or whatever another player without their consent, because they're just characters. I was like, they're not just characters.
No, that's a part of you. I'm a firm believer that every character is a version of you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if it isn't, I just don't want to deal with that. Like, you can call me a prude if you want. I don't care. I just don't want to deal
No, that's not your idea of fun.
Even having to like react to that action happening to your character, that can just get real.
That's an instant.
You just be like,
that's an instant.
Well, y'all all know me long enough and well enough to know that bodily autonomy and consent are 2 huge things for me.
Yeah.
Because of traumas that I've had, and I'm not going to let another player inflict that on someone at my table and watch when it's my table and I'm running it.
Yeah.
If I had to deal with that,
way to get yeeted.
Yeah, I feel like if I had to deal with that, I would immediately like just be like, "Yeah, nope, sorry, I'm done with the session, guys. Bye, see ya."
I would just be like,
talk to you later.
I would just be very blunt and say, "You have to go."
Yeah.
If this is what you're going to do, then you have to go right now.
Yeah, but honestly, the survey is what allowed me to pick and choose who I was going to allow to be on the tables.
Yeah.
So that was very helpful. I love that survey.
I don't think I've ever had to fill out a player survey. I think like I've been asked like, what's something that you guys are not comfortable with? And I said, I'm not comfortable with hearing like slamming objects that are like extremely loud, like doors. And I was like, that's about it. But that's an auditory thing for me. And that doesn't happen all the time. Like if you're slamming your hands on the table, like I can physically see we're laughing and having a good time. But if someone's slamming doors for no reason, that's something that it's like, I can't do that.
Well, do y'all think that the survey was invasive when I sent it to you guys, or were y'all supportive?
I didn't think so.
I loved it.
I was looking
at it, I was like, why would they have to ask these kind of questions? But then I'm like, people are weird.
Yeah.
And
Oh no,
so,
yeah.
I
I
think
mean, I
that
have one that's anonymous that I sent out to my players for rifts. Not this go around. The last time. This go around is mostly the same players, so I didn't have to do that.
So then you already
that
know.
much.
But like y'all know me
Yeah.
well enough now to know though, like I would never infringe on a boundary. So I had to make it as
Yeah.
robust as possible so that you could, even if you didn't think about your boundary like as you're doing it, you're like, oh, that's a boundary for me.
Yeah.
I think for me, because I just can't think of like, like the whole like, oh, I want to have sex with a dog. I can't think of stuff like that. Like I guess that's the kind of person I am where I don't think about that kind of stuff. I think the only thing
being
for
normal?
me is, being a normal person, I guess. I think the only thing if I would ever have to fill one out, I think it would probably be like nothing bad happens to kids. Because I
Yeah.
I think that was like one of
Yeah.
mine.
I
table was
can't-
not good for that one
Yeah.
then.
I can't like if it's like something really fucking funny, like that's fine. But if it's like, oh, like I'm gonna go up and because I see a kid, I'm just gonna sucker punch a kid right in the face because I
Yeah.
feel like it.
That would be terrible.
Your guys is terrible. What the fudge?
Don't play with Maddie.
Don't
Don't play with Maddie.
Like, I think if
The
it was like
Kool-Aid
a funny,
man coming
like, you know
through.
what I mean? Like, if it was like something absolutely horrific was done to a child, I would be like, yeah, that's too much. Because I don't know. I just don't want bad things to happen to kids or animals in like
Yeah.
TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Again,
Kristen,
like-
Kristen,
kids or animals.
Yeah, like kids or animals, I don't want but for instance, like
You will never live it down. Ever.
I'm never going to
Never.
live
but like if I had like for instance, I've had like pets in games, and so like the DM would tell me like, hey, I'm just letting you know if you send this dog off into battle, your dog may die. And I'm like, okay, that's my risk. And like, but if it's like I'm playing with a character who intentionally goes up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut the tail off of this dog because I collect dog tails, I'd be like, no, sorry, I can't play with someone who's that kind of cruel. I can't do that.
Even if it's your GM, that was my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, my bad.
But I think that helps to try to find the vibe, and the vibe is what's most important. So, I mean, we all kind of mesh together, and the one that didn't really mesh with us eventually kind of fell by the wayside.
Yeah.
So,
100%. Here, I'm
I
trying
hear
to.
a cat.
that's
yeah.
my
It's not
cat.
mine.
It's fine.
Kitty cat!
My house is very noisy.
Listen, it's okay. We appreciate animals here.
I haven't fed them
I'm
yet,
sup-
and they're probably like,
Uh,
"What are you doing?"
Mine-
No, that's
Not
okay.
rubbish.
Like
Got
I
it.
fed mine before because if not, I would have heard it go like every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I got 7 minutes till mine start up before she starts cooking.
So, anything else? Any other ideas before we send it off?
I think that's all I have.
Um,
We're good.
I think we can
have
cover the other
fun
topics
and communicate.
Yes.
It's very
Communicate.
simple,
And if
honestly.
you have problems communicating, seek therapy if you need it. Everybody needs a little therapy, but
Yeah.
it's you need to have some communication skills, and it's a good way to build them or practice them.
Yeah. Oh,
And
hey,
now
I
a
think
fun
you guys-
question. What's your favorite kind of character to play like class? Go.
Bard.
Yeah. Either Bard or Warlock.
Ranger, something that's DPS.
Ooh.
Probably Bard. I want to play a Bard so bad.
Love it.
Oh.
See,
Bards
I
are
said
fun.
Ranger, but then the first time I finished BG3, it was with my Bard.
I love bards.
Bards are fun.
Cutting
I like
edge-
I like druids. I like being able to turn into animals.
Yeah.
Hashtag Bard gang best gang.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm knocking on bards. Bards are fucking resourceful as hell, being able to take any spell from any kind of spell book.
Bards legit. I
Bards
sent
are
you all
legit.
a copy of that consent checklist in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, or who's
Might
going to do the
put some of
outro?
this-
Zoe, you did the intro. Let's hear the outro because I was late for the intro.
I have to do the outro. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you for joining us today on the Monday Night Tabletop RPG podcast for Degenerates with Dice. We had our friend Joe. We have our friend Kristen. We have our friend Jen. We have our friend Natalie. And then we have Noah somewhere lurking in the comments. I hope you all have a fantastic night. Enjoy yourselves and roll some dice.
Bye.
Woo! Podcast out.